What's going on, everyone? My name is Ravi Abuvala, founder of ScalingWithSystems.com, and in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the magical power of cross-selling, upselling, what they are, why they're important, and exact techniques you need to use in order to implement them inside of your business. Now, let's talk about exactly what upselling and cross-selling is. A lot of people use these terms interchangeably. However, they technically mean two different things. So upselling is going to be whenever you acquire a customer or someone into your company, you sell them a price point that's a little bit higher, more likely than not, on the same service or offer that they currently have. A really great example of that is Spotify. So Spotify has done an incredible job. You can get their free version, which includes ads, or if you pay $9.99, so just $10 a month, they upsell you into the same service. However, you don't have any ads, you can shuffle through songs, you can create playlists, and a bunch of other benefits come with it. So someone could be just totally fine with getting their regular offer. However, they do want to offer this premium service, this $10 a month service, so that people can skip songs when they want to, they create playlists when they want to, shuffle whatever they want to do without hearing any ads. Another really great example of upselling could be Netflix, right? Netflix used to be one solid price per month. However, then they saw also the value in upselling, and now they have multiple tiered packages with all of them still offering the same movies. However, they're upselling certain customers into higher definition or allowing more devices to be streamed at the same time. So that way people that want those things can just pay a few dollars extra a month to do it. Now let's talk about cross-selling. Cross-selling results in literally hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars that are made in the world market every single day. Have you ever heard the famous line, "Do you want fries with that?" McDonald's came out with this concept of "Do you want fries with that?" and they were able to add hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to their bottom line every single year by just asking someone if they want to spend about $1 and some change more to get some fries with their chicken nuggets or hamburger. To you, the end consumer, $1 or $1.50 might seem like nothing in order to get some delicious salty fries from McDonald's. However, to McDonald's, that increases the value that you're worth to them. And when you're making literally tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of patties every single month, then that adds up really quickly. So let's now get into why cross-selling and upselling is incredibly important. So in my opinion, the number one reason why cross-selling and upselling is absolutely necessary in your business is because it allows you to pay more per customer. I recently had a client come over to my house. He has done about $90 million in less than 4 years in running his business. And we were speaking about one of the main reasons why he has absolutely destroyed his competition and how he's been able to make almost 9 figures in a record amount of time. And he explained to me it's because he can pay more for each client than anybody else in his industry. So what does that mean? Well, let's say for just easy numbers, his service, his main core offer cost $100. And that's what everybody else in the marketplace, they offer the same service for about $100, right? Some people might offer 90, some people might offer 110, but it's around $100, everyone offering the same service. Now, if you didn't have upsells and cross-sells, then that $100 is the absolute max amount of money that you're getting from that person, which means that you could really only spend $50, $60, $70 in order to actually acquire that customer, and then you'd have to pay out, your team or whatever servicing it costs you to deliver that offer, and then you're left with just a few dollars profit every single time. So that means whether you're using virtual assistants and an outbound lead generation strategy or paid ads or podcasts, whatever it is, you could really only put so much time and money in order to acquire a customer before you went in the red in order to acquire that customer. However, let's say that you just added 1, 2, or 3 additional upsells or cross-sells whenever you first get a client on, one for another $100, one for another $200, maybe one for $300. When there are a certain percentage of people buy into those, well, now your actual lifetime value of that customer, because you're adding in those upsells and cross-sells, is worth so much more. So I created a little illustration here of what a typical sales funnel for a company can look like. I'll put a link above in this video to where I actually walk a lot more in depth on what a sales funnel is and how to create one for your company. But I do want to show you really quickly. Let's say $100 is what everybody in the industry is offering, and they close about 20% of them, they close into the $100 deal. Well, that's where most people stop right there. And so they can only afford to pay, $50 in order to acquire this customer. However, if you have something in there where after they join the $100 service, maybe you offer them, some kind of cross-sell like a consulting package or a website design or whatever it is for easy numbers, we'll just say it's for $200, and 20% of that original people that bought in for $100 then take the $200. Then a week later, 2 weeks later, you add in this $300 $300 upsell, that could once again be custom social media packaging. You could write out their sales script for them, whatever, a million different things you can think of. And 10% of the people take that. And then finally, on top of it, you have another final $100 one upsell, and 10% of those people take that. And so if we just did some really simple math to show you now what this one customer is worth, 20% of 100 is essentially 20 people. So that's pretty much $20. And then 20% of 200 is about $40, right? And then 10% of 300 is about $30. And then 10% of $100 is about $10. Awesome. So what that means is, as you can see in my math here on the bottom, is that $20 that bought into those. So 20% of $100 is $20. 20% of $200 is $40. 10% of $300 is $30, and 10% of $100 is $10. If you added up the estimated value of each one of these people, you're getting that every single person that you send into this sales funnel right here, you're getting about $100 for every single person. That's if you add the upsells and the cross sells. If you didn't have that, that means that you didn't have anything past here. You just had this $100 right here. That means that every single person you send in would just be worth $20. So where your competition can only spend, in order to make the $20, they can only spend a few dollars on, you're able to spend up to, $90 in order to acquire this $100 worth of customers. So I hope that makes sense to you. So essentially, whoever can spend the most, whoever can make the most from their clients and customers, can thus spend the most in order to acquire those clients and customers, and can thus beat out all of their competition. So let's finally really quickly talk about exact examples and some specific strategies you need to be using in order to do upselling and cross-selling correctly. So upselling and cross-selling is used in e-commerce and SaaS. It's also used in any kind of service-based business. We teach our clients it at Scaling with Systems. But the important things you need to know are, number one, you want to make sure that whatever you're upselling or cross-selling does not take away from the original product that they purchased. So let's say you're in e-commerce and you're selling t-shirts by chance, okay? And you offer one t-shirt on the front page, it's worth $30, and it's pretty cool. And then they go to the next page and you're trying to cross-sell them another t-shirt, and that's worth another $20, or maybe even $15, or maybe $25, but it's a different t-shirt. Well, if they liked that second t-shirt more than they liked that first t-shirt, then you might actually cause them to have buyer's remorse by even buying the first t-shirt, and they might go, oh, I wish I just bought that second t-shirt. That's why some of the largest clothing and e-commerce brands in the world, like Amazon or Zappos, any of these other companies, they'll say, hey, customers that bought this also bought these things, which could be, hey, instead of just having this t-shirt on the second page, instead of offering a different t-shirt, I am cross-selling a pair of pants that matches this t-shirt. So they complement each other well, instead of making my people wish that they had bought the second t-shirt instead of the first. A second example could you could actually upsell instead of cross-sell. So they buy this nice t-shirt and they buy one copy of it, or excuse me, one quantity of it, and then they get to the next page and then we say, hey, you bought one quantity for $20, but what we're actually doing right now is if you buy two more shirts, we'll give it to you at $15 a pop. So you actually save $5 each shirt. You're saving $10 total. And so they're getting additional of what they already bought. So you already know that they like it. So you get additional ones to say, hey, buy it for your brother, buy it for your dad, buy it for your cousin, whatever it is. The second aspect of a really great upsell or cross-sell is you want to just make sure you have some scarcity in there, right? So I think in any kind of sales in general, it's really important to make sure you have some kind of scarcity or people aren't going to buy. Now, I'm not talking about any of this fake scarcity baloney like fake timers on a website, but you do only have a limited amount of these in stock, and so you can make sure you say that in the sales page. Or maybe if you offered someone social media management, and in addition to social media management, you're trying to cross-sell them on a website design, well, you could say something along the lines of, hey, we're only able to take on 2 website design clients per month, and we already have one. Are you interested in get this going so we can make sure we really launch our personal brand into the stratosphere? And the final strategy I would recommend for upselling or cross-selling in order to really build a successful business, like a lot of our clients at Scaling with Systems, is have at least one of those upsells or cross-sells be a recurring based model. So what that means is maybe your core offer or main offer is a one-time fee or a one-time product or whatever it is. Somewhere along the ways, you should have a lower ticket monthly recurring subscription offer. A specific example of this could be like if you have a website design company, you offer a one-time cost in order to build and create a website, and then a small $50 or $100 monthly management fee so that they can ask any questions or have you quickly make any edits they need to do. This will both add value to your end consumer, to your client, so that they can have exactly what they want, and at the same time allow you to create a very powerful subscription-based model that once again allows you to pay more for your clients than anybody else. Well, there you have it. That's exactly what upselling and cross-selling is. Some specific strategies behind how you can use them and some specific examples that we've seen inside of our clients at Scaling with Systems, or I've seen out in the general market that have worked really well. Now, if you have a business right now or you're thinking of starting a business and you want to learn a little more tips about, how you can start adding these upsells and cross-sell techniques, how you can start selling things before you've even actually created them or bought them yourself so you can be wildly profitable, and how you can really scale this company quickly to 7 or 8 figures, I want to invite you to a brand new training that I put together in the past few days where I walk through how you can create a cash machine for your business. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, and we go over online advertising. I go over where to find virtual assistants, how to hire them, and I go over what kind of business or core market offer should you have to make sure that you're profitable from day one. Make sure you click the link in the description in order to get access to that now. Also, you guys know the drill. If you guys got some value out of it, please do me a favor and smash that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe below, comment down any questions you have, and send this to one of your friends or business partners that needs to know how they can actually make more money per customer so that they can absolutely demolish your competition. Thank you guys so much.